One of the things you definitely want to be able to do is save this for the web. We want to be able to compress this file, but we don't want to save over top of our master composition. It's very important that we can always access the layers that we've created over here in case we want to make changes to this document later. Okay? So to do that, what you'll do is you go up to File, and it's just a different way of saving. But it's going to save it as a copy rather than directly over top of the Photoshop document we're working on. We're going to say Save for Web and Devices, and this gives us a really wonderful menu to choose from. Now I can drag it up here and look at it and think, wow, this is saving it as a GIF with 128 colors, and that just looks awful. You can tell if you click the 2 up button, this is the original over here on the left, and this is what this GIF is giving me, and it just looks terrible. But if I save this as a JPEG, now I'm not getting all those speckles and dots. When you're using photographs, you want to save it as a JPEG. The big difference between JPEGs and GIFs is JPEGs are much better for photographs or for anything using a lot of gradients or variation in color. GIFs are really good for color solids and hard-edged lines. So the type down here would have been just fine with a GIF, as would the line along here. But this photograph in the middle would really look poor if we chose GIF as our saving method. So we're going to go ahead and go with JPEG. Because of the web right now and standards for loading files, 77 is probably about fine. If you're worried about a lot of images on a page, say you're putting your portfolio website together and you want it to load pretty quickly, you can probably get away with dropping down here in the 60s. So I'll go ahead and save this right around 74. I don't get real picky about this. Just grab something. So now I've got composition.jpg, and I'm going to save this in the same place because this .psd means it's not going to write over top of it, but it's going to remind me that that's the same file. So I'm just going to save. All right. And then I'm going to save this file again by clicking Apple S and hide that and come down here. All right, so let's take a look at the file size of these two documents. Composition.psd, that's 9.3 megabytes. Composition.jpg, that's 184 kilobytes. Remember, 1,000 kilobytes is 1 megabyte. So that goes to show you how much smaller this JPEG is. Using the Save for Web feature when you're saving as a JPEG gives you a lot more control. You can do just a straight Save As and choose JPEG, but this lets you know what your image is going to look like, how big it's going to be, what's the final image going to be, and I think it's a much better way of saving it. So let's open this guy and take a look. There we go. So there's our final image. And